They say the heart that hides from its own longing does not stay safe. It simply grows quieter, thinner, more fragile with each passing day. Some learn this early, some learn it late, and some only understand when the light has almost left their eyes. This is the story of a man who waited too long to step into his life, and how, by the soft grace of one ordinary moment, he found the courage to begin again. Once, in a quiet village where the mountains stood like old watchers of time, there lived a man named Dael. He was neither young nor old, just at that age where the days begin to blur, and the dreams once held close start to feel like memories instead of possibilities. They said Dael was kind, gentle, soft-spoken, but there was something about him that felt unfinished, as though his life was still waiting for him to arrive. And he knew it, but he did not move. Not yet. Dael lived near the edge of the village, in a small home of wood and fading paint. Each morning he walked past the same fields, greeted the same faces, and returned each night just as quietly as he had left. He worked with his hands, carving wood into bowls and chairs. They were simple pieces, useful, sturdy, patient. People admired his skill, yet Dael never carved anything more. Never shaped the images he held in his heart. The sculptures of mountains, the wings of birds, the faces of memories. He told himself he would try one day. When he was ready, when the moment felt right. And so the seasons passed. He waited, and life, as it always does, continued without asking his permission. Dael was not lazy. He was afraid, not of failure, but of believing too deeply in what he longed for. For if something matters too much, its loss becomes a wound the heart fears it cannot survive. So he stayed small. He stayed safe. He stayed unfinished. And though he told no one, every night, before sleep, his chest ached, with the heaviness of the life he had not lived. One winter evening, news spread through the village that an old traveler had arrived, a storyteller who had walked the world for decades. The villagers gathered in the meeting hall, rustling cloaks, warm lanterns, soft breaths in cold air. Dael went, though he did not know why. The storyteller was thin, hair like winter frost, eyes warm with many years. She spoke of distant places, forgotten cities, and rivers that sang. But near the end, her voice grew quiet. She told them of regret. "I have seen many kinds of sorrow," she said, "but the greatest sorrow I have ever witnessed is the sorrow of those who never began." Dael felt the words strike like a slow, quiet thunder. Not loud, but deep. The storyteller looked at the crowd, then somehow at him. "There comes a time," she said, "when the fear of staying where you are becomes greater than the fear of moving forward." Dael's breath faltered. Something inside him, long silent, stirred. After the hall emptied, Dael found the storyteller sitting alone beside the embers of a fading fire. "Why does the heart wait?" Dael asked. The old woman studied the dying flame. "Because it hopes," she said. "It hopes life will come to it. But life does not come to those who wait for it. It comes to those who step toward it." Dael swallowed. His voice trembled. "And what if I fail?" She smiled, gently, but with a sadness that knew much. "Failure is not the worst thing that can happen to a person," she said. "The worst thing is to look back and realize you chose nothing." The next morning, Dael did one small thing. He took a single piece of wood, a piece he had saved for years, and began to carve what he saw in his heart. Not for anyone to buy, not for anyone to praise, but because the part of him that had been silent for so long finally asked to breathe. The carving was slow, uneven, flawed, but it was alive, and so was he. Days turned into weeks. Dael carved each morning as the sun rose, and with each stroke of the blade, the fear loosened, the breath deepened, the world widened. The mountains did not change. The village did not change. But Dael did. Not all at once. Not dramatically. just enough for life to return, just enough for his heart to stop whispering and begin speaking. The heart does not ask for the perfect moment. It asks for the first step. Perhaps there is something in your life you have been waiting to begin, not because you cannot, but because it matters. And the things that matter most are the things we most fear touching. But listen carefully, for time is speaking. The door is still open. For now. So before night falls, ask yourself, what part of your life has been waiting for you to begin? And will you keep it waiting, or will you let it breathe? If this story found you at the right time, like this video, don't hurry away. Sit with it a little longer. Let it rest in your chest. And if it left a spark in your heart, share that spark with someone before it fades. Subscribe to Tales of Motivation, where old wisdom still remembers your name.